Okie dokie. I had a gander around the map while trying to think of where I want to go. I still want to figure this out. And I kept thinking that, like, the map location must be around here. But the thing is, when you get near where a map location is, it has that little symbol. That little obelisk symbol. And I realized I haven't explored north of here. And as I was moving the camera north, I saw this. An obelisk symbol. So there's one that I haven't found. And I don't know if this one will unlock all the way down here of the map. But I figured I'd head on north and we'd find out together. And then once I've... Okay, here's another one of those things. The Cuckoo's Evergold Gale. Fuck it. I still haven't beat the boss of the other one, but I'm stronger now, theoretically. Oh. Oh, no. You're big. Oh, I do a lot of damage, though. Only thing is you start with your sword out, whereas usually... Oh my god, that is a lot of health to lose at once. Yeah, I'm not gonna use my special move because I don't know if you can... Okay, I guess you can't go into a wall. I don't know if you can tell just from watching, but it's... I wouldn't say hard, but shit. It's it takes a moment to get out of the animation of doing that wild fling. Like, it does feel like sometimes I let go of the button, but he does a few more of the fling. Oh dear. I knew a dog that could do that. He was a lot cooler than you. Oh, that is a slammy damn. Yeah. Take that, boy. Huh. That is very fucking weird. And almost unnecessary, it seems. Like, I always assumed that this was transporting me underground. But it's clear that it isn't. And that it's just transporting you to a version of this that is kind of surrounded by a dark fog. Because as it faded, I could see the buildings. Is that the Ray Lucaria Academy? Yeah, that's what that is. So it just seems kind of weird for that to fade, but then to still do a look. Maybe they couldn't... I imagine they probably intended for it to be seamless, and they maybe just ran into some issues for whatever reason, so they just had to, like, kind of change it into a loading screen to reset everything. Which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's one of them little details where, like, having it fade naturally... Granny! Were you singing a song? Sing, King Ah Hyong. You got a lovely voice, Granny. It's too bad you're using it for evil. Oh, dear Jeez-o mio. Oh, cheese and crackers. I know there's one other one. There he is. He thought he was gonna flank me. There we go. Got some flask back for it. Flasky for my troubles. I still think you got that as like one of the creepiest. Like, obviously not as creepy as coming across it in that random ass cave. Like, just fighting some random backs and just suddenly realizing one of them's got an old granny face. That was definitely a lot worse. Alright. Okay, we're still not... I wonder why the Evergirl is still on the map when I've completed it. You'd think it'd, like, check mark it or something. Let me know. Unless there's like... Ooh, a great site. Unless there's, like, something I can go back to them for. Like, harder versions of those bosses. I should probably sometime remember to go back to the one that I went to before. With the big dude, chubby dude. Because, like, I can probably beat him now. Okay, so I think we're getting into stuff I haven't. Oh, we got red jellyfish. I don't like the red jellyfish. I don't like them for two reasons. One, they try to kill me. That's obvious. That's like that's the obvious one. That's like the, you know, enemy tries to kill you. I don't like that. But I also don't like that they infect the docile jellyfish. They can't get to my beautiful Ariella, though. I don't use her. I don't ever use her. Because, well, I'll be honest, a few times I've tried, she hasn't been that useful. But I'm sure there probably will be. Why are you glowing, sir? I don't mean to be a bother, but why? Why are you glowing, sir? Oh no, that is not happening. We ain't doing glowing ones that teleport and shit. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Got one of them down. Again, I feel bad for the trolls. It's another thing that I find myself Like, I don't know what it is, like, about, like, this game that's actually making me give a shit about wanting to learn about the lore. Like, the other, like, the regular Souls games just never really did that to me. And then with Bloodborne, I got a little more into it. And I talked about that previously in a video, that, like, I got into the lore a bit, and I actually figured out that it had Lovecraftian elements long before it was made obvious, just because of an item description. Um, and then I told someone, like in a stream chat or something, I think it was, damn, you got some jump on you. Now, are these going to be one and doneers, or are both of y'all going to be back? That's what I need to know. It was either in a stream chat or a YouTube comment or something. But I was talking either in a stream or in a video about, like, the lore and, like, what I had, like, kind of pieced together just from what little I'd seen of, like, item descriptions and story. And what makes me mad is that, and like, I know that, like, having a one-off experience and then letting that affect, you know, a lot is kind of dumb. But basically, uh, even though my take and, like, what I had thought, like my take on the story from the bits of lore I had gathered, and, like, what I had, you know, been able to figure out, was really not all that far off from the, like, actual lore. Oh yeah, they are. They are definitely. Yeah, I am not dealing with them. I'm getting on my horse and I'm making my way downtown. Um, the person kind of, like, got an attitude with me and said that I couldn't, that, like, I was so off, and then he told me I need to go watch some YouTuber that will properly explain the lore to me. And then I did. I didn't watch the YouTuber that he suggested, because I can't even remember what the name of the YouTuber was, but I just kind of it may have been, like, just one of the famous, like, lore guys that does lore for these games. But at the time when that happened, I just, oh fuck, I just kind of assumed that that was him, like, trying to subtly promote his own channel. I just assumed that the YouTuber he was talking about was probably him. Um, uh, what the fuck is this? Crumbling lands. Use imbued sword. I don't have an imbued sword key. Do I need to kill all these guys? Do I need to, like, kill each of these guys in, like, in like one life or something? Oh, he's jumping. Bad things happen when he jumps. I've experienced the jump. Alright. Okay, it's not like one of the, lights went out or anything. Crumbling lands. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's go check out more of what is here. Precipice of Anticipation. What are these imbued sword keys that I gotta find? Like, are they regular sword keys that I've then... Ooh, they're pulling a thing. And if I kill them, I can get the thing. But I don't see a quick way down there. You know what? What I'll do is... Here's what I'll do. I will... Speaking. And that'll tell me. Over there is where some dudes are pulling a thing. Now we got Grace. Okay. I have no idea. Can I shoot the bell? No. Just once. I'd like to be able to shoot a bell in a game and it actually do something. You know? Hey, what do we have here? Oh my. We found one. The question becomes, which thing do we use it on? There is one. There is two. There is a three. So there's three of these. Okay. What do they lead to? Let's take a look. Night sky. Okay, yeah, we're going there. Fuck it. That automatically that sounds cool. Crumbling lands and whatever the fuck the other one was. No, night sky unceasing. That sounds cool. I want to go there. And I'm assuming what's going to happen is, since the chest gave me one, I'm assuming each of these places has one in it. Like, whatever the places are, and like however big they are. Oh my. No cron. No cron. Oh, this is... I remember, this is that underground place, and do you remember I got to there? And then, like, I saw that there was still, like, more area? Ooh. Oh, God, those fucking places. Oh, what's up there? What's up here? I wanna go here. I wanna go here. Where? I guess we gotta go down. Can I horse? Yes, I can. I can horse, of course. I can lose half my health, but at least I can horse. I guess that's what matters. And I see a person over there. Mottled necklace. Raise their robustness, immunity, and focus. What are those? Robustness. Okay. Explanations. Okay. Immunity is for poison. Robustness is for blood loss and frostbite. And focus is for sleep and bouts of madness. And I haven't encountered anything that does either of those, but I'll keep in mind that I have that. Just in case, like, I come across something that uses that, and that would be helpful against. Hey, what's up? Oh, no, I recognize you. Like, at the last second I saw the horn on his shield, I'm like, oh god, no. Yep. Is it gonna bring me back here, or back to my last side of grace at my home area? Which one will it be? If it brings me back here, I'll fight him again. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna remember that's there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could probably beat him. He didn't seem to, like, be that, like, much stronger than the other one I fought. But I don't want to get, like, super sidetracked. And I have a mission. I have something I'm trying to do here. If I can find a way down. If I can find a quick way down. Nope. Aha, there's a rock. Land on the rock. Here, have some berries for your troubles. That didn't heal you much. Oh, the berries don't heal all that much. I need to grind them up. Oh, shit! I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize we were in a place. Oh my lordy, gordy, jordy, bordy, jordy, nordy, hordy, dordy, nordy, nordy, Bjorgich Morgan, nyarf, 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 in the bush. Does he know I'm in the bush? Do they know I'm in the bush? They know I'm in the bush. At least this guy does. I think if I get on the horse and okay, I was gonna go around, but nothing about that worked out. I would just like to say, literally nothing, not one thing about what I just attempted worked. Not like it was a tiered plan. It was like a 14-part plan. Like, you know, like in the movies, like in Reservoir Dogs, like the whole scene of them coming up with the plan and assigning the names and everything. I had a big, long plan, and none of it worked. Not one thing I tried panned out the way I had intended. It was just disaster after disaster after disaster. After disaster? Here's the thing. I've been playing this game. It is now 9:45. I've been playing since 1 a.m. And I don't want to stop. I fucking love this game so much. This might, like, take the cake. Like, my top 3 favorite games for quite a while I considered, well, my number 1 was for a long time. And still is. Like, I can't remember honestly cannot remember a time when I did not consider this my favorite. Obviously, if... Why did that work the first time? Can I ask that? Why I think because I landed on the tip of it. I landed right on the tip. Just right on the tip. I just landed right on the... I docked with it. You know docking. Look it up. Look it up if you don't know. I docked with the tip. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, obviously, I think before I played this game, the game that's my favorite, if asked, I probably would have had a different answer for my favorite. But for as long as I can remember, my all-time favorite game has been Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. That game is just so good. It's well written. The gameplay is unique. The characters are awesome. The animations are cool. I love that game so much. And it's also, like, you're going to notice a trend that makes me mad. Okay? All 3 of my favorite games make me very angry for a very specific reason. Alright? So, number 2 would be Return of the Obra Dinn. If you have not played Return of the Obra Dinn, you need to. It's made by Lucas Pope, who made Papers, Please, which is also another amazing game that I actually haven't put that much time into. I got really into it for a while. I got a bad ending. I did get a little annoyed at the bad ending that I got. Jellyfish shield. Cool. But then, like, kind of, like, in the moment I was annoyed at the ending I got. Then in retrospect I could kind of realize that it fit with the world. I don't want to spoil anything, but, like, let's just say that in that game you can kind of choose, there's a lot of paths you can take, which is neat for a game that has a very linear gameplay style. But just, I didn't set out with this intention, but just due to the way the cards fell and just what options I had, I decided for that playthrough I was gonna kind of be like a full-on Glory to Arstotzka, like, justifying all the bad shit, like, kind of player. Just like I didn't, like, again, I didn't set out with the intent of playing that way. But just do, like, the options that I had and like what decisions I realized I could make. And I got this ending. The game has, like, a bunch of endings, so I'm not really spoiling much by saying this, but I got this ending where this inspector guy comes by and he brings up, like, these rebel groups and asks me if, like, I've heard anything. And I have this, like, communication from the rebel group that's been trying to, like, get me to join them and shit. And, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, I know this game has a ton of endings, and my intention at the time was to just, you know, try to get... Jesus Christ, who is doing that? My intention at the time was that I wanted to, like, get all the endings eventually. And I figured, you know what, let's see if I can go for something right now. I decided to answer him. I'm not going to get into the morals of the game and like who's right and who's wrong. I think that's like, kind of an easy stance to take. Arstotzka is not exactly a nice place, it seems, to live. But anyway, uh, um, but I think that's the point. Like, it puts you in a situation where you really got to choose your morals over like what's close to you. And I would never like go as far as to like justify like people who like, I don't know, like Nazis and shit. But like when you're put, like, I think it's one of those things where it would be so easy to grandstand and puff your chest out and talk a big game. But I do think that most people, when put in a situation where they literally have to choose between like following like a shitty regime or like, you know, going along with like some shitty things, or literally their loved ones get killed, I think even like some of the most morally like strong people would end up going the route of just going with the flow, because you start thinking you're a small person in a big world, what can you do? And you want to at least protect the people that you personally love. And that's a whole thing. But it annoyed me that in the ending that I got, I I basically went to jail and ended up dying in jail because I handed over that information, and that didn't, in the moment, didn't really make sense to me, because it's like I'm doing like the like citizen thing, like I'm exposing, like I probably helped you guys out big fucking time by letting you know about these rebels and helping you out, and then like I get punished for that. That seems kind of shitty. Then in retrospect, I kind of realized, well, of course, uh, part of it, like in the moment, I was just thinking in the short term of like, why wouldn't I be maybe not rewarded, but at the very least not punished for helping them catch the rebels. But then I realized that a whole part of the government of that game is the propaganda and the quelling of uprisings and the suppressions of truth. So even though even though in that particular moment I had chosen to help them, they probably decided I was too much of a risk to be left alive, and that like it was a risk that like later on I may change my mind, and they didn't want to take that risk. So like in retrospect, I can understand that ending, but just in the moment it annoyed me. And that's not why I stopped playing the game. I stopped playing the game. This happens a lot to me where I'm really enjoying a game, but then I end up playing another game. Oh my god. You are strong, man. Fuck all the ducks. Each and every one of them. Fuck them. But I just got distracted. And like, I think like I do intend on getting back into that game someday, because I think one of the cool things about it is that the more you play it, the more you start to memorize certain things. And the more you memorize, the easier the game gets, because, in case you don't know, the game is like uh, basically a very fast-paced game of, like you ever read Highlights magazine, that little "what's wrong with these two pictures" kind of thing. It's basically that. And at the beginning, you gotta check all your documents, you gotta check all your supplemental things. But like, if you can start to memorize things, something as small as like what cities are in certain locations, and like what spellings are correct and what spellings are wrong, even stuff like that can go a long way towards improving your rate of play, and thus improving how much money you make in the game. So I do intend someday to get really stuck back into that. That said, I don't need to rest the disc race site, because this is the one that I need to be going back from. And that said, his second game, Return of the ELDEN, fucking phenomenal. I loved every moment of that game. And I think it took me like 3 months to beat that game. Because I refused to look anything up. I looked up something one time for one of the deaths because I couldn't figure something out, and that made me realize just how much, like, I don't blame the game for this. I blame, like, I'd say the blame is like 25% on other games, and then the rest is just me being dumb. But like, there are so many little things that just games have trained you to just overlook details. That's the problem. Is that games have kind of put you like in this mindset of just overlooking, like, even games that like are like detective-y games. Like, I played a lot of the Sherlock Holmes games. You're really like presented with stuff, and it's really easy to know what is a clue, what isn't, what is relevant. Like, most of those games even like have like a thing where once you've like found all the clues in an area, it lets you know, just so you stop like that's why when I played The Sinking City, like, that game had a lot of issues, a lot of problems. But I liked that it had a mode where you could turn off the clues, like the things that told you when you'd found all the clues in an area. Because even though that may mean that, like, I end up with, like, incomplete information in an investigation, I prefer that over the alternative of, like, checklists and shit. But, that game is just... If you haven't played Return of the ELDEN, especially if you enjoyed Lucas Pope's other work, and I am looking forward to see what he does next. Basically, you're on a ghost ship. Not really a ghost ship, just like a old ship that disappeared and then came back. And your job is basically to find out what the fuck happened. And there's... Okay, so I'm sure you're familiar. It looks like there's like a path under that rock. I want to check it out. There is not. I'm sure you're familiar with the term suspension of disbelief. You gotta suspend your disbelief on one single thing to be able to enjoy that game. And that's the pocket watch. You have this magic pocket watch where if you find a corpse, even if it's just like a single bone, which the fact that it can be even just a single bone from a corpse actually does come into play at points, you can open your pocket watch on it. And what will happen is you will be able to see the last few seconds of that person's life. And now, the way it's presented, and I honestly would not have it any other way. Like, if it was a bigger budget game, it obviously probably wouldn't be presented this way. But I think this makes for a better game. The way it's presented is it goes black. You hear like some talking, some chatting, like of what leads up to the death, and then the second the death happens, the screen turns on, and you're in a freeze frame. Like everything, like the whole place, like the whole area that you're in is frozen, and you can only explore like a limited range around the where you open the pocket watch, which even that comes into play because one interesting thing is if within the memory of when that person died, you find another corpse. You can open the watch on them and go into their memory, and that actually ends up being like a gameplay mechanic that you have to exploit. Where like there's a lot of people that you just never their corpses aren't on the ship, or they're nowhere to be found, but you can find their dead bodies within some memories. Um, and then that's how you open the watch on them and go to in them. Now, obviously, that's kind of a goofy, like unrealistic, like kind of mechanic. At the end of the day, you just got to accept that. You really do. Um, if you can't get past the pocket watch and how like unrealistic and goofy of a concept that is, you're not going to be able to enjoy the game. And the thing is that if you can suspend your disbelief on that one little thing, then every shitballs, then every single other thing about the game is 100% grounded and like understandable and realistic. And basically your job, like I said, is to find out what happened. You have this list of the crew manifest of everyone that was on the crew, and basically for each person, you have a thing that you can click to of their fate. 90% of the time, the fate is that they died. There are a few that like end up living, like they escaped or whatever. Um, uh, what? Oh yeah, that guy's still around here somewhere. Smithing stone 4. I need some smithing stone 1s. Oh, there's him. Now where's the guy that's was firing shit at me just now? Okay, if I backstab you, can I knock you off the ledge? Yoosh! Shit. That's fine. That is fine. It'll take him a while to get back up here. Yep, he's on a journey. He has a mission. He's got a vendetta, and I am going to wait for him in this bush. Hopefully he doesn't automatically know where I am. And like so like what happens is like you'll open the book and it'll say like you can choose the name of a person, and then like you don't just choose died, you choose how they died, like was crushed to death or was impaled or was shot or blah blah blah. And then the third thing you choose is what did it. So for instance, it might be so and so was shot by this other person, or so and so was crushed to death in an accident, or just stuff like that. And it's just like the thing about the game is it's so in depth with like how what ways you can solve the puzzles. And like I don't say like when I say what ways, there's not more than one way. Like each of the deaths has the singular solution. um but what's so cool about it is like there's so many different like avenues, different things to figure out. And the one that I struggled with, like I struggled with a lot, but like one cool thing is if you get 3 deaths correct, then they validate and are permanently added to the book. Which, like, the one thing about that I don't like is that I discovered that one thing you can do, like one kind of, I didn't do this any, like I kind of forced myself never to do this. Um, like I did it once when I was just curious if it would work. But basically, what you can do is you can solve 2 deaths like legitimately, and then like find another death where because like oftentimes the cause of death, like what actually kills someone, is the obvious part, like the part that's easy to figure out. It's the identities and who is who. That's the part that's hard. But you can find like you can legitimately solve 2 and then find like another death like where it's very easy to tell like how that person died, and then just click each name down the list until it validates, because that'll be your third correct one. And once I discovered that like I was curious if that would work, and I discovered it does, I made sure never to do that. But there's one time that I looked up a solution because I was really struggling, and this is what comes into like just how in depth and like how really like the game just like it's the perfect detective game. There's games like about detectives. There's games like where you play as a detective, but as a game that actually makes you feel like a detective, that game is it. Um, there, there's this one where this is the one that I struggled on and ended up looking up, and I actually didn't look up. I didn't find the solution, but I found a bit of info that hadn't occurred to me, and that's that in the barracks, not barracks, but like what part of the ship is it where like everyone sleeps, the quarters or whatever. Um, each little hammock has like a little number tag in the corner of it, and I never noticed that. I never really paid attention to that. But um, on the crew manifest, those tags, um, and this only applies to some of the crew, but those tags actually, like those numbers actually correlate to the crew manifest. So you can use that to find out who was who. Now, does that help you any? Not much, because there's very few parts where a crew member is like dies in their hammock. I don't think there ever was. I could be wrong, but I don't think there ever was a death where a crew member actually died in their hammock. Um, but after finding like as I was like looking up and trying to like get some hints, and I found that one hint, I decided, you know what? I'm enjoying this game too much. I don't want to ruin it for myself. I found one thing that I didn't realize. I'm going to step away and give the puzzle solving another go. And after a while, I discovered that uh, in one death memory that was like unrelated, some of the crew was sleeping, and you could see one of their feet dangling off their hammock, and you could look at the design of their shoe that they were wearing. And then in another death memory, you could see a crew member running, and look at their face, and like you could see that they had that same design on their shoe, and realize, and then so you could look at the crew manifest and put the name to the shoe, and then put the shoe to the face. And then within yet another memory, you see that person die. Now you know their identity. And I loved that. Like moments like that, the game is just chock full of moments like that where you really feel rewarded for, thinking outside the box. And so that's my number 2 favorite game of all time. Number 3 is The Outer Wilds, which I'm not gonna like sit here and I don't think he found his way up ever. I'm not sure where he is. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into any details of why I like that game so much, because I literally did that in my Outer Wilds video, like where I was doing the DLC. I spent like the first episode of that DLC just talking about the game and why I loved it. So, if you want to know why I love the Outer Wilds so much, I don't know what's going on with you, sir. But okay. That was a... Like, I didn't mean to stay still so long. Like, my intention was to just kind of ramble about a game while I was waiting for him to walk his way back up, and then I was gonna jump him. And then I got caught up talking about the games I like, and I never got around to realizing that he was, yeah. Oh my God. That is a posse. That is a whole fucking posse. I mean, it doesn't look like any, like, super guys are with them, like the guy I just killed. Except him! I did not see you, sir. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where the... There he is. Let's do this. Horse duel, horsey duel, dueling on a horse, horsey duel. I won the horse duel, I won the horse duel. Nah, 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 nah. And here's the thing. I know I made a joke when I was fighting the Ring Wraith guy. And in case you're curious, that video wasn't pre-scripted. It was post-commentary, but like what I did was I would edit some footage, and then I would just I would like cut down some footage to just interesting things that happened, and then I would watch it and just kind of like come up with shit as I was going. Okay, there's some shit down there. Need to keep an eye out on that. Alright, come on, people. Oh! My God. Okay, I'll admit that I got a little overzealous there. I kind of had a mindset of like if I was able to beat the big guy so quickly. And that's that, I talk about that a lot. The little enemies that you kill in like 1 or 2 hits, but you stop paying attention and they'll fucking get your ass. Fucking get your ass, man. Your ass gonna be grass. Now, if I had to change it from a top 3 to a top 5. I'd have to put Persona 5 at number 4. Because, like, the thing is, I like Persona 4 more story-wise. I just enjoy, like, the characters and the story more. It's a lot more grounded, a lot more, like... Okay, let's get off the horse. Anyway, I was joking when I fought the ring wraith guy, but at the end of the day, the reason why I tend to not, like, if I'm fighting a guy on a horse, I tend to not get off my horse just because I knocked him off. Fuck, wizard guys, gotta remember the wizards. Anyway, the reason I don't, you know, get off my horse just because I knocked him off his, as I just think about it like, if he knocked me off my horse, and keep in mind, I can't resummon my horse without using one of my flasks, he wouldn't get off his horse. He wouldn't do me the honor of getting off his horse and fighting fair, so why should I fucking get off mine? Jesus, this is a meaty group of people. And also, I know I still got the horseman to fight. Unless I doubt he's a one and done enemy. So I've still got him somewhere. Yep, there he is. Going along. Riding along. Wonder if I can quickly kill one of these guys so that the other will kneel. Okay, the horse guy's coming. Horse guy's coming. Horse guy's coming. Horseman cometh. Horseman. Okay. Pause. Equipment. Help. Menu explanation. Okay. We will continue this in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.